there was this Oscars nominees luncheon that they held, and I feel like all of these people complaining about getting Oscars snubs are just mad that they didn't get invited to the luncheon, and that's all they care about because they're elitist snobs.
Yeah, luncheons are a
But
thing.
one of the revelations from this event is that Steven Spielberg went up to Tom Cruise and just started kissing his ass and saying that he saved Hollywood and the entire theatrical industry. So let's show the video. I guess that's like simpler than trying to come up with a transcript of what he said.
Was it which one was it that you sent? Just the one, this one? Okay.
Yeah. And then people, like a bunch of people made fan cams of this moment as well. And of Tom Cruise. It's not on screen, Brett.
Hold on. We're gonna get a copyright on that music. I think we caught it.
Well, it was only like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know if Steven Spielberg can technically kiss anyone's ass because I think he's like he would be the boss in Hollywood. No, I don't.
Yeah,
The Hollywood should be kissing Tom Cruise's ass because he seems to be the only one who knows how to do his job.
Well, it's weird because a lot of people would say Spielberg is part of the problem with Hollywood right now. Contributing a little bit to the problem.
I prefer Jerry Bruckheimer to Steven Spielberg anyways.
Like, what was that West Side Story remake?
I know, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm
speaking purely on financial terms. Spielberg is the even bigger heavyweight.
Someone should do a new West Side Story, and it's like an invasion of sharks. The military has to call in the jets. It's jets versus sharks. You know, it's the gangs.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
No humans in movies for the next 100 years. I say.
That'd be great.
That would
Oh,
solve
another
the
thing,
issue.
like-
That'd be great.
He made the Fablemans,
Yeah.
but is praising Top Gun Maverick. Where's the resemblance between the two?
I would love to see what the financial breakdown was for who funded the Fablemans, considering it's like basically a passion project about his own life.
Yeah.
I mean, if he funded it himself, like
that and like A Man Called Otto. Who is watching these? Who's watching these?
Nobody.
Who are
I
these
always
for?
wonder that.
Nobody.
I always wonder that.
Nope.
I just don't know who it is. When I was living in Hollywood, I'd see these movies come up, so put them up on the billboards for a lot. I'm like, who?
And
what?
these are the A-lister
Who's watching
movies.
this?
Tom
Yeah.
Hanks
Yeah, literally. And you don't
is
hear
spending
nothing
his
about
time making A Man Called Otto
it. Yeah.
for no one to watch
Well,
it.
you know which
Literally.
movie
Literally. It's
got,
going to go on
like,
Netflix, and no one's going to watch it on Netflix. It's going to go on HBO, whatever. No
It'll
one's gonna
be
watch it
passed
there.
around
gonna
like
take up
a
server
useless.
space.
Yeah. I won't say that word. From streaming service to streaming service.
The Ford versus Ferrari movie was pretty good.
Ford versus Ferrari.
But that was
good.
but that was a similar situation to what you guys are describing. Like big actors and kind of just like quiet release. Didn't really gain a lot of press, but it was a great movie.
And then you see millions of YouTube shorts afterwards. Just millions of YouTube shorts.
There's another movie being based on Ferrari that's coming out in the
Ferrari.
the next couple of months. Yeah,
It's similar,
Sweet.
not related to that story.
not related to that story.
A lot of people were pissy and mad about this interaction, by the way. They said, Top Gun Maverick was just a movie made for privileged straight white males. So
Nobody's actually saying
how did
that.
he say? No, they literally are.
I mean, nobody
One
in good
person
faith
said-
is actually saying that. They're just douchebags.
They said it's a movie about a bunch of men, mostly white, that did well post-pandemic. Like it's
They're
not
not real people.
revolutionary.
Well, that's the point. It's not revolutionary. It's literally
didn't
what
attempt
used
to be
what used to work
revolutionary,
20,
yeah.
30 years ago. Like and hey,
Another person said, why do people dick ride this movie like it reinvented the entire culture? It was literally about Republicans flying airplanes.
that's like whoever that is didn't even see the movie. That person didn't even see the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people were pushing back on this because
I wouldn't say he saved Hollywood. He saved the theaters.
I mean, that's what they're saying here is that he saved theatrical releases.
Right.
and this is
But
among people who hold that in very high prestige.
Hollywood just transitioned to the streaming
They don't have
services.
they didn't transition to the streaming service because they just lost a whole shit ton of money on the streaming
'cause
services.
Netflix-
They've
Netflix
if in
kinda got
Amazon, I'm sorry, HBO and Disney have doubled down now, saying theaters are more important. They have to go back to the theater model. That streaming isn't going to be. It's not going to save them. They
Did
need
you
to
see
make
how
the
much
money.
money Disney Plus is making? Did you ever think that when they announced they were going to jump into the streaming game too, that they'd be like the second or third?
They're the
top gross, if not
But
number
Disney
one.
Plus is losing.
They
money.
just lost 2 million subscribers.
Yeah.
They're all losing money.
They're losing
I don't think
subscribers.
It's
and
not going to make them any money.
on the whole, Disney Plus as a Disney venture is a loss.
Well, I think they're all losing money because people are cutting back, and
Well,
they're,
yeah,
like, they're
so-
realizing, I don't need 3 subscriptions. I need to save some money. I'm
Yeah.
gonna cancel 2 of them.
So my economics brain always goes off with these things because I think about is it just a reaction to like is it just the reaction to everyone was stuck inside for 2+ years with the pandemic and everyone's like now going to start going out a bunch more and people don't want to be inside watching those things, or is there a real shift in like the demand as far as are people really going to now say I don't really want to go to the theater, I'd rather watch myself at home? Because I think people are going to then want to go out much more, and they're going to. I think what's going to happen is people are going to see that they really missed this. They're going to see that they really missed going outside. There really is a thing to that. As someone who likes live music and everything, there really is a thing to going out and listening to music that's different than like listening to it on your iPhone or a Walkman or whatever. And I think that's what it's showing. I wonder if it's like he really saved it, or if it was just like the first one that people were like, yeah, that's worth going to go see. You know what I mean?
Well, you know how awesome it is, like when someone like a family friend has like an actual like home theater or like outdoor theater with like actual like a nice setup, like good chairs, a good big screen. It's like going somewhere to do the activity is so much better. Like whether it's working, whether it's working out, whether it's going to watch a movie. It's like it's so much better.
You
than
don't watch movies on your phone.
Like
you know?
I can't. I don't know how people do.
Although
that.
I have
really
done
don't.
it.
I really don't. I can't do it. Like I had to do it on my laptop for a little bit earlier this year. For like there's a like 2-week period where I didn't have a TV, and even that was brutal.
I watched
I'm like,
all
I
of
hate
Wednesday
this.
on my computer. I didn't mind that much.
I'm like, I hate this.
Brett,
I mean,
do you remember if No Way Home made more money than Top Gun Maverick? Okay, that's the thing. I feel like money doesn't actually determine the relevance to the culture, because
No, definitely not.
this comment was interpreted as like, Top Gun Maverick saved theaters, No Way Home didn't. And it's because, like, I saw someone say, it's because MCU moviegoers are not a crossover audience. Their movies don't promote people, quote, going back to the movies. It's just them avoiding spoilers.
Yeah.
Top Gun is what actually brought ordinary people back to the movie theater to watch different kinds of movies and be crossover audiences between them.
Theoretically, yeah. Like the Marvel audience was always going to come back, but that's not going to save you long term because there aren't enough Marvel movies released every year to keep the theaters in business.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to get mom and
something
mom and pa out to the theaters again.
Well, they're becoming a luxury experience now, right? It's not $8 to go see a movie anymore. It's $15 to $20.
Hasn't it always
But
been
it
like
comes with no
that?
for
With
a
the
little
addition,
bit.
if you're gonna go get a drink, or
I'd say
anything,
like
is it
right
there?
before the pandemic, like there was a lot of theaters you could go to, and you could go see a movie for $10 or cheaper, like a brand new movie. You just got to go in the afternoon or something.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't know. I don't really go to movies, but
now,
Like,
like
to be fair.
what they are doing is like you pay $20 or $30 and you get the lazy boy chair, and you get the waiter will come to you and everything. It's like
Whoa.
I think they're just going to continue that, right? And then eventually we're going to get to the thing where it's like with every movie cinema ticket purchase,
It's
you
gonna
get
be more of an
you get a free
experience.
T-shirt,
Yeah, it's more of an
Commemorating,
experience. It's more of
yeah.
a whole thing that you came out and went
or
to.
you get
go
a free.
You can't
That's what I think is happening.
incentivize people to the point where they're distracted from the fact that what they're watching is ass. You know, like
Maybe we can.
You can't stuff
what I'm
their
saying is
faces
it's
with food enough
becoming-
to think that the movie is
can
good.
we?
It's becoming even
can
more of
they?
an event than it was before.
That's
There was
true.
like, let's go to the movies, get some popcorn and soda. It's like
I think it's becoming more of an
now
event
we have to
because
go find our specific seats.
the
We
movies
can't-
suck.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Not all of them. I'm not
Maybe.
saying all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, maybe.
You
I'm
need to
waiting for the
incentivize
first-
people to
But
come
now-
out to the movies for other reasons than they want to see.
Yeah, but now the movie has to like literally quite actually be worth seeing, because nowadays if someone goes to the movie, like the first studio audience that goes to see the movie, if they walk out there and say mid, post on Twitter like that was so mid, we're not worth watching, then everyone's gonna think, oh, it was mid, not worth watching. You know, I'm not gonna go watch the movie, because I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. There's
I
definitely a bunch of
incentivize
that.
myself to go to the movies by sneaking food into the movie theater.
There you go. You know, and I understand that that's a whole thing that's actually like part of the culture, and that may end up not making movies less fun for people to go to. or at least moviegoers. It may not
Then
make
you're
it take
giving
away
the
from it.
studio more money than you're giving the you're not keeping the theater in business that way. They keep
Yeah, you're
very
giving the
little
studio
of that
money.
money. The theater keeps their money from the snacks.
From
They don't.
popcorn.
Yeah, you're actually funding the Marvel Industrial Complex more by sneaking snacks in.
Marvel
No,
Industrial
it's not out of
Complex.
pocket. This
If
is
you
company.
pay for
This
that-
is company money.
So I saw a comment here, and someone was saying I need to get the A-list card, which I almost did before the pandemic. When
What's that?
like every new movie it's like one of the movie
Oh,
theaters you see
yeah,
like for like $20 a month, you get unlimited.
A subscription service.
Yeah, but you get to go see as many movies as you want, right?
Sounds like
at the
Netflix.
theaters. Anyway, so the it is like Netflix.
Yeah.
The when that first came out right before the pandemic, it was worth it. Every new movie was coming out through the theater. But I was like, maybe that's what they do for the A-list. One of the perks for signing up is you get to just bring in outside
Yeah.
food.
Right. Yeah.
They're like, oh, you got a
they're not gonna- they're not gonna want
16-inch
that.
pizza right there, Mary.
How are they going to make money?
Where's
on
your
that?
membership card? Because she's
That's
paying.
the-
I flash my
She's
card
paying
like
$15
I'm an
a
FBI
month
agent.
to be on the A-list. to get all
$15
these
a month
perks.
is not a lot of money. It's guaranteed money, but
Per
that's not a lot
person?
of money. Well, how many people? How many people? Are
Only
you
if
talking
people
here?
adopt it
She
en
did-
masse.
Yeah, it's
Not a lot
You
will.
forget that Mary was bringing in these snacks, smuggling them in the
Okay,
whole
so
time.
what are you gonna?
So
What are you
the
gonna
theater
put?
was getting
Regular,
nothing.
what are regular ticket price going to be? They're going to have to increase then,
Why?
because again, it's not.
The
You're not.
ticket
if it's not
prices are
adopted
really
in mass.
high.
Mary,
Way higher than
Mary's
these.
been
Right, so
bringing
then, but
in
then I don't think it'd be
Chick-fil-A.
$15 a month. I don't think it would make money because maybe the culture's changed significantly. Even after COVID, it'd have to be.
You don't get a ticket with that.
So you pay for the ticket. Okay, so then you pay for the ticket and
This is
the
just to
$15
like
a month
this
just
is
to bring
just
food
this
inside?
is just to
That's
like
the goal?
skip the line, get discounts at the counter,
Okay.
bring your own outside
Alright.
food in.
I should understand. I've never.
Yes.
I don't know how this works. I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah. Ticket price.
it
Well,
goes.
like the one that the guy commenting about, it's like $30 a month, and you do get a ticket. It's like unlimited movies, and then you get like I don't know 10% off drinks. You just skip lines.
Interesting.
There's
But
perks.
I mean, I'm thinking about it from my perspective. I guess some people would go see a lot of movies would like to do that. But I mean, if I'm just gonna go
I
see
would do
Top
that
Gun,
instead of getting a subscription service.
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
I am, but I won't do it now because there's just not enough movies that I want to see. You know, there's just not enough coming out for me
Yeah,
to
but this year is different. There's a lot coming
Is
out this
there?
year. So
Okay.
this year and going forward, that might be worth it again. I would rather do that than get Netflix, than get Disney Plus, any of these streaming services. Actually,
Something I've thought about is whether or not these things like things have become like a cultural moment in themselves. Like I think of Game of Thrones and like how every episode that would come out, it was such a cultural event. Like people would go and hang out with their friends and like that. Is that would that ever be like move towards the theater? Would things like that ever become a thing in theaters?
What do you mean?
Where there is like such a big episode, like let's say something like Stranger Things, it has a ton of success, is very popular. Would that ever be something where there's going to be a like, do you know what I'm saying? I'm not
I
saying
already know that
they
the-
used to do that.
The Chosen has had movie theater showings, episodes of The
Interesting.
Chosen.
They used to do that. So back when movie theaters first gained popularity, they would have so no matter what movie you would see in, like either right before or right after the movie, there'd be like a 5-10 minute clip,
Yeah.
and it'd be recurring, and each week it'd be a new episode. So they used to do that, and it'd be its theater's own little thing.
Who was the K-pop group? The big K-pop group?
BTS.
They had their
The
concert.
big K-
Blackpink.
They had
Blackpink's
their
big too.
concert played in theaters for one weekend.
That must have been BTS.
Might have been BTS.
But that's crazy.
That's
like,
happened.
who
Justin Bieber had that though.
Who would care?
That was a whole
the Justin
era.
Bieber
That was an
movie
actual
different.
movie.
That was like a whole documentary
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
produced.
this was
B-
just a
Rather
yeah,
than just,
BTS.
like,
BTS had like a
footage
concert at a concert that was
concert,
like
yeah.
played at a theater that you could go to at theaters.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
They're-
great.
I think it's
would
more of
say
like the
it's
fandom
good.
experience.
I
that they're
honestly
going
think
for.
it's probably harder to like get in contact and meet one of those BTS guys than it is to meet our own president. I honestly
Well, I
it
mean,
is.
they met our own president,
Yeah.
and
And
I'm sure our president had no
was
idea who
honored
they
to
were.
meet them. You know,
sure.
they didn't
Cool
know
if he knows.
they didn't know who each other
Yeah,
were.
Yeah,
I would
they
be.
were like, okay, who is this guy?
Who's this guy?
Um,
Who's
Hey, this is Chi Min.
dude? Yeah.
What do you mean?
and
this guy?
Biden is like, I can't tell all of you apart.
Are you the Boy Scouts?
It's like totally senile.
No, but really though, it would
Oh.
something like that bring the theater back? Because I think that going to the theater and having like a thing where you go
They're
to
starting
like,
to do
the
that.
movie theaters is a
They
thing.
are starting to
So
do
AMC
that.
is starting to show NFL games on Sundays on the
Really?
big screen.
I didn't know that.
I like that.
Yes.
If I can see
So it's
Daytona
like you're-
500, and
Like you don't want to go to a sports bar, so you go to a movie theater.
And you
Yeah.
get to drink in these
Yeah.
theaters now, which
Yeah.
if you guys are not from the U.S.,
That's how I see them
like
pivoting to come back
culturally,
in a big
Yeah.
way. In
drinking in the
reality.
theaters is a new thing.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
We
yeah.
You know,
but
we
people
have.
can behave themselves, right?
No, they do.
No,
pretty-
Most of the
I mean,
time.
But I haven't
As long
done
as they can
it,
still fight at Waffle
but
House afterwards, I think it's
UFC
okay.
too.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's then
Yeah, that makes sense.
because there has to be an
Like,
octagon,
especially with
poster.
how much it
Rentals,
costs
birthday
to-
parties, and you
yeah.
could just put whatever up now. Like people have been renting them and then bringing like their Xbox and something.
Yeah,
and like
that's
playing
that's
games
the way
on the
that
big
I see.
screen.
That's the way I see them pivoting to make money and to bring back theater. Do I think that this movie was a good way to do it? Sure.
Entertainment
but
space. Well, you know what they need? They need one theater that's like multi-use that they could roll the chairs out and they could roll in like a DJ.
Another thing that
Interesting.
happened at this luncheon that I just wanted to mention because it's funny in a way that you don't know if you should laugh or cry. They brought up Slapgate again.
Really?
The president of the Academy of Motion Pictures brought it up
Oh, I
again.
remember
She
that.
said that they didn't react swiftly or harshly enough.
Yeah.
She
I
said, I'm
agree.
sure you all
You think?
remember we experienced an unprecedented event at the Oscars last year.
Huh.
They won't even name what happened or
Really?
who did it.
It is pretty insane. Like
She
looking
said,
back.
what happened on stage was fully unacceptable, and the response from our organization was inadequate. That they kicked him out for the next decade was inadequate. We learned from this that the Academy must be fully transparent and accountable in our actions, and particularly in times of crisis, you must act swiftly, compassionately, and decisively for ourselves and our industry. You should and can expect no less from us going forward.
I'm sorry. He should have been arrested that night. So this person's right.
What the?
But
should've
how
been
is the
arrested.
Just
Academy...
give Chris Rock a free shot at him and call it a day.
The thing is, the Academy couldn't have done anything to make Chris Rock press charges.
No.
Someone
But you
should have
don't
called the
need
cops,
to.
though.
Yes, what I'm saying. You don't need Chris Rock to. You had millions of people watching at home, and you had however many thousand
But
people
what are you
in the
going to do?
audience.
Is he going to get arrested on TV?
Yes, at least that's the very least. He needs that
Cops
humility.
wouldn't have even been allowed to get into the event by
I know,
private security,
I know,
right?
I
Like
I mean,
know.
it's not like that security was any
the
good.
off-duty
anyways.
cops doing
But, like,
private security for the Oscars, keeping on-duty cops from
It
getting
wasn't
into the
just a
Oscars.
slap,
So
like-
funny to me.
It wasn't just a slap. That guy had to walk maybe 50 yards. And that
It was a
whole
long
time,
walk where you had a lot of time to reflect.
Yeah, and he wound up like that.
He didn't even run.
It wasn't even legal with like the new.
It was a
that-
casual stride.
What's that? That slap show? Technically, that was not. It was non-sanctioned slap. Too.
Oh, was that right?
It was a stepped into
The power slap?
yeah, it's not. It's not even sanctioned. I watched enough Power
Non-sanctioned.
Slap to know that it was like it was an illegal
Yeah,
slap.
Dana White.
Okay.
Get,
even in
get Will
even in
Smith
pro
on
slap
power
league,
slap.
you couldn't do that in power slap. It was too much. He walked into it. It was way. It's just you couldn't do that.
It's so
It's
ridiculous,
illegal.
and that's what upset me though. Is I mean, I think this person's right. It was a pretty weak response from the Oscars
No,
after
it
it
wasn't.
happened.
If anything,
Yes, it was, dude.
They were
Any
gonna-
regular person does that,
They
you're
banned
going to
him for a
jail.
decade.
No regular person is going to even get
Who
close
cares?
to the stage.
It's the Oscars. Like nobody cares. Oh, you got banned
For someone
a
like
decade.
Will Smith, I'm sure he actually felt like that stung.
He's old world.
Because he's
like,
part of the
Yeah.
clique.
people slap
He is.
each other in
You know how many
bars every
other-
weekend and nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah. True. I agree.
I'm not saying that it's not a breach of decorum or that
No,
he's
no.
not a dick for doing it. I'm just saying that the Hollywood is acting like a bunch of pussies.
Right. I agree that they should have allowed them to fight it out.
Yeah.
We should have been able to watch it on TV.
Chris
That's
Rock
the
should
best,
have.
the
Chris
best
Rock should
scenario
have
for
at least
everybody.
gotten a free shot back.
Yeah,
at
I
him
think the
and-
world would have loved to watch Chris Rock and Will Smith fight.
Or what they do is they go to Chris Rock. They're like, "Look, either we'll ban him for 10 years, or you can slap the shit out of him."
Or
You
they
pick."
should just go on Power Slap together and have a fair sanctioned
That's
slap
what
off.
they should be
That's
doing.
what they should be doing. You pivot it
Well,
and
no,
make money.
Chris Rock gets two
Put that in
because
the
Will Smith
theaters.
already got one.
Oh, good point.
So
Good
Chris
point.
Rock gets two slaps.
And then if he flinches the first time, then he gets another two.
like imagine
Just make it an event. That'll bring people into theaters.
you
I
really
would go to the
think-
theater and pay a subscription pass and pay a premium on a ticket just to go see that.
you really think that they
Promise
didn't
you.
go far enough.
Yeah. They
Well,
didn't go far enough, dude.
what you-
dude,
what-
dude,
Hand-drawn
it's
quartering?
not.
Like, what are
it's
they gonna
not
do?
two drunk guys. Hey, you're dumb. No, you're dumb, and they slap each other at a bar. This is a public event with the world watching, and
Was
you
the world
have
watching?
More like
Was the
5
world
million
really
people watching.
and you have what?
It was
15
premeditated.
It was a long time, a long distance to get up there and walk. Be like, you know what? I should sit back down. This is a dumb idea.
Because he
Maybe-
waited until he looked for
And
Jada's
you know what?
reaction.
And he hit him, and all people.
He was laughing at
his-
first.
And the only thing that happened was they said, you can't come to our secret club anymore. That's what they
That
said.
means a lot to someone as pathologically narcissistic
it's one
as
of
Will
15
Smith.
different clubs, and I'm just saying, even if he didn't spend time in jail, he should have at least been taken away that night. He at least hauled out, kicked out.
The security
presented-
should have removed him.
maybe
You
not
mean
letting
you wanted
him-
to be held accountable, is what you're
Not
saying?
letting him do his acceptance speech.
would have been
So you know what they should have done? They should have been, this next award was going to be for Will Smith. They just throw it on the ground.
They know they should have given it to Chris Rock.
That would have been funny. What if they said Will Smith and it's Chris Rock that runs up to get the award? That would
Yeah,
be funny.
that would be wild.
But they're not smart, and they're
10-year
humorless,
ban?
joyless
If he
people,
gets
so.
arrested, his $5 gazillion lawyers get him off with literally no crime.
It doesn't matter.
Someone said pointless
You
debate.
see
You're right.
Will
This is a
Smith
pointless
getting
This is totally
arrested, or
pointless.
whatever. You're right. But you see Will Smith getting arrested. I think that's more impactful than a 10-year ban from the Oscars,
Nobody would think
which
so
no one
anyways.
watches anyway. That was my.
I bet Will Smith would rather
I think it's
get
all a psyop.
arrested and go to jail
All
than
a
get
psyop.
banned from the Oscars.
Yeah, because then at least you could have a redemption
That's what
arc.
he values.
At least have some time away from his like core abuser who's gotten away with all of this, and no one has said anything about Jada Smith's involvement in this, and like the fact that she was the person that made Will react.
And now
this way.
Jaden's posting videos of himself crying on the internet.
No one talks about the elephant in the room. I guess I'll be the guy to bring it up, but it's like it's not like Will reacted like this out of just Will Smith, family man. It's like there's more stuff that's been going on in the media for a while before that, but
Man.
no one talks about that. I don't know if I'm
Make your
gonna
bed.
bring it up. Hey,
Jordy
just saying.
says.
Just saying.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.